What's up, everybody? Welcome into the FYF live show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host,
In the
Simon, joined
game.
as always by my EA Sports aficionado, co-host, and friend, John-Luke Garofalo. How's it going, dude?
They're just the best game developer, okay?
Yeah, they've never done anything to piss off the fan base in mass. They don't have the most downvoted comment on Reddit of all time. Their microtransactions in games have been widely lauded, and their ability to do new and exciting things with their sports titles upon every release and not just releasing the same exact game year after year after year for $60 really
Universe.
enamors themselves with the public. I'm with you.
Yep, they are the man of the people, EA Sports. No one's
But
ever said any of those things you said about them.
no one's ever said any of those things, but they do have the best slogan in video games.
It's in the
I don't
game.
I don't know if there's any other video game company where I can like think of even a tagline, a slogan, or something that they have.
No,
Bethesda, what's theirs? Like, we made Skyrim.
yeah, grew up down the street from you.
Bethesda, is
Yeah,
that from Bethesda, Maryland?
I'm pretty sure.
That would make a lot of sense. Otherwise, why they just point at a map, like throw a dart at the map of the US and name it after the city that they landed on?
I kind of wish I would have gone and checked it out. I never did.
I'm gonna look it up.
Just
They're
played
lucky
Skyrim.
if they did do they're based in Rockville, Maryland. Is that near Bethesda?
That's next to Bethesda, yeah.
Okay. Why the hell didn't they name it Rockville? I guess that doesn't really
Rockville
sound good.
Games. Yeah,
Rockville.
that sounds kind of weird.
Sounds like a board game company, not a video game company.
Rockville board games.
Well, John Luke, today I figured before free agency hits, before everything else starts going on, I wanted to do some way too early predictions for you. We flirted with this on the stream. I put you on the spot last week randomly for some of the Super Bowl stuff. We're going to make it official today. Lock it in. We'll check in as the season goes on, see who has a better pulse on what's going to happen next year. But before that, I saw a piece of information yesterday about the Cleveland Browns that is both shocking and concerning, especially for their quarterback, Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, no.
It is not that their offensive line was incredible last year. It was fine. It was a fine offensive line. Every single one of their offensive line starters is hitting free agency. All
Everyone?
5 starters. Every starter on the offensive line is hitting free agency. They don't have a single young guy in his 20s under contract. They don't have any veterans under long-term contracts. They're all hitting free agency. Wyatt Teller has already come out and said he's leaving Cleveland, like put a note out to the fans thanking Cleveland for their time and saying him and his family are moving away. He doesn't even know what team he's going to yet, but he's like not coming back here. And I have to imagine the rest of this offensive line is maybe feeling the same way. It feels like a if I can get out, I'm getting out kind of situation. David Njoku, the whole offensive line, like Shedeur is in a tough position going into next season.
Dude, is this all Todd Monken backlash?
I think it's less Todd Monken and more ownership in general. I think there's general frustration with how everything went. It's not that they hate Todd Monken. I think had the coaching search been maybe a little bit more public, had they been more upfront with Jim Schwartz about their plans, had they explored further options without hamstringing themselves on demanding on keeping Jim Schwartz, I think there would be more excitement. But the way they went about it seems to have like fully deflated the Cleveland Browns balloon, and the players are feeling it, and they are planning a max exodus from that Lake Erie city.
Maybe they're just looking for an excuse because they're sick of playing against Myles Garrett all the time.
Oh,
You know, in
just
practice.
every day in practice having to go up against Myles Garrett.
That guy just does not stop.
And he's stuck there. He signed that long-term deal. He's like, he's not going anywhere, so I got to get out of here.
How long was he locked in for?
It was a pretty long-term deal, if I remember. Myles Garrett, I'm going to guess a 5-year deal, but I do not remember exactly. A 4-year, $160 million contract running through the 2030 season, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. $123.5 million in guarantees, and a no trade clause is included in that as well.
Oh, wow. So he gets say on if he gets traded.
Oh, I think it's you're not allowed to be traded on this contract kind of clause. Not even he gets say on it. I think it was agreed in principle right here is we can't trade you. You can't request to be traded. That is not happening.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was like that. I thought it was the one where it's like, you know, who was it? Eli or Dane who I feel like it was a Giants quarterback. Had like you can't trade me unless I say so type of thing.
This clause allows him to control his destination, meaning the Browns cannot trade him without his consent. You are correct. I am wrong. I was just assuming it was the most restrictive, non-player supportive option possible given the Browns' history. But
Kind of like that though. Like if contracts just included where they're just like, yep, this mechanic's off the table for us. For us
for us and for
yeah,
you, it
and for
doesn't matter
you.
if you start sucking. It doesn't matter if you ruin everything about this team. We're stuck with
No
you.
takes backs. Yep.
No take backs. We'll see how that pans out. I am getting less and less optimistic, and my optimism started at about a 7% for the Brown season next year. The
Not good.
vibes are bad, moves are bad. Nothing is going their way this offseason. Maybe Shador turns into the guy that his dad thinks he is this offseason, but unless that happens, we're screwed, man.
I feel like Shador is fine. Like the spot he's in, it's not the greatest situation that he's in, but in terms of his draft capital, like he got to a place and now he's got a shot. And
Yeah,
with his limited shot that he did last year, he did pretty all right. So I feel like he's not in the worst situation he could be in. He could be Josh Rosen.
pretty all right is really generous for Shador Sanders. Like he had moments where he looked okay, but that dude was nothing exciting
He
on the
was on the
field.
Browns though, Simon.
Oh, I agree with you. But I think the way he was hyped, the joke was his dad thought he should have been the first overall pick in the draft, and he probably rightfully went as a 5th round pick. So unless suddenly this dude behind an offensive line that's going to be entirely new with no chemistry in a city that's maybe the least desirable team to go to right now, with his number one, like with his top receiving target in David Njoku leaving the team entirely, it's going to be him, Harold Fannin, and Jerry Jeudy against the world next season. Quinshon Judkins' legs might not even work by then. And they're going to do it with no protection. Yeah, but it might be a horror
seem
movie.
like a sad movie. This seems like maybe this could be a great movie.
Yeah, that only happens if they go against the odds and pull off the underdog story.
That's what I'm
There's
saying.
plenty of underdogs.
Like that movie Underdog about Kurt Warner.
I watched an underdog movie yesterday for the first time ever. I watched Braveheart with my father-in-law last night. Had never seen that. Now that's an underdog
You were
story,
knocking
man.
ones off the list, or did he just say he just brought up Braveheart? Because you brought up like 2 days ago on the show that Braveheart is on your list.
He wanted to watch a movie, and I figured 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's pull up my list of movies I haven't seen. I thought a nice 3-hour movie was a good call to watch with my father-in-law last night, so I picked a good
let's
long
just rip
one.
This Band-Aid off. Like,
yeah,
let's get the most Braveheart up. Movie.
Dude, that one was a 3-hour movie struggle to keep my attention, but that one kept me locked in.
Really? You liked it?
There was love, there was romance. I think the thing that got me was I have a strong sense of justice, and I love seeing justice served. And it felt like that entire movie, every time someone was wronged, 5 minutes later, revenge. 5 minutes later, revenge. Like you didn't even have to wait long for the revenge. Like something would be wronged, and then William Wallace was like, I'm coming to get you. And then he did every time.
It's like that Liam Neeson Taken movie.
Except over and over again in 5-minute increments.
In small
like
bursts,
Liam Neeson took a whole movie to get that revenge. William Wallace did it 20 times over the course of 3 hours.
Liam Neeson's daughter gets kidnapped 20 times in a movie by different people.
There is like 4 of those Taken movies. Liam Neeson needs to figure some stuff out because that's way too many times to happen to one person.
For real.
We got Maria in here saying instant karma, jail's ideal superpower. Yep. I love that one.
That is my, when people ask me what superpower I would like, it's usually karmic justice, instant karmic justice. Snap your finger, boom, pay it back.
One of my favorite genres of video on the internet is someone getting cut off by an asshole driver, and then you see them pulled over by a cop immediately.
Yes.
Like, it's one of the only times where I'm like, I'm on the cop side where I'm like, get him! Like immediately. I'm like, yes! Got him! Woohoo! Cheering him on. Well, John Luke, that's enough about the Browns. You're a little bit more optimistic than I am. Probably not enough about Braveheart. We could have a full session breaking down what happened in that. But we got some
watch that. I haven't watched that movie, Simon.
You've never seen Braveheart?
In like a long time. Like I was like,
you've never seen Braveheart? Come on.
I know, right?
Who hasn't seen Braveheart?
I know. It's ridiculous. You would never.
I'm gonna knock another one off this week. I think Pulp Fiction is next for me. I've never seen that. I think I'm gonna knock that one off next. That one is the one I'm most excited about on my list because I've liked other Tarantino movies. Kill Bill's up there with some of my favorite movies ever. So I'm excited to watch Pulp Fiction. And how can you not be excited about Samuel L. Jackson?
You can't.
Get him outside of
Possible.
Marvel, especially.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sick
mean,
of
in
sick of
anything.
seeing him next to Iron Man.
I see him in a Capital One commercial. I don't care. I just enjoy seeing him.
Capital 2.
Capital 2, 3, even.
We're gonna start with some team predictions here. AFC champion and NFC champion, and then that will roll into Super Bowl champion. I'll go first here with my AFC prediction, John Luke. And I'm gonna go with the revamped offense of the Los Angeles Chargers. I think this is the year they get over the hump with Justin Herbert, Mike McDaniels leading that offense with Mr. Harbaugh back there, Omarion Hampton back healthy. This team was close this year. They almost had the pieces put together. They're in a tough division. It feels like if you can put together a successful season in that division, you can set yourself up for a really positive playoff run. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers. Maybe it's some wishful thinking. Maybe it's my love for some of these players, but I like my call, and I want to see Harbaugh back in the Super Bowl, and I want to see Mike McDaniels find some success. Mike McDaniel, my apologies.
Yeah.
Find some success there in LA.
I like that call, Simon. I have some Chargers a little lower in this prediction list that I think will line up with how you're thinking about it. I think the Chargers are going to do well in the regular season. I think they're going to make it to the postseason. I don't think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl, though.
Wah, wah.
So I feel like I'm mostly aligned with you. I definitely want to see all that Mike McDiesel love. I think they're going to have a hard time going through the Broncos and the Chiefs, and specifically the Broncos, who I'm going to choose as my AFC champion.
Okay, you think the Broncos got it done in the regular season this year, but next year's the year they figured out in the playoffs?
I think they figure it out. They get like one more piece, one more iteration on that team, one more year of experience for Bo Nix, and Sean Payton's going to figure out some sneaky shit to get that Super Bowl.
They were one Jarrett Stidham away from hitting the Super Bowl this year. They were one Stiddy game away from making it into the Super Bowl over the Patriots.
Yeah.
I don't hate that call. I think I just have a little bit of fear that this was a team that like barely got it done repeatedly this season, and I'm afraid the wheels are going to fall off. But you brought up a great point the other day. That can either be variance going your way, or it can be superior coaching consistently. A coach that knows how to close out games, a coach that knows how to win close games. And as much as we have shown our disdain for Sean Payton as a person on this show, you have been very consistent in recognizing that dude's a good football coach. There's a reason that picks were traded to acquire him. We never see that with coaches. I like that call. I don't like Sean Payton, but I like that call.
Yeah, that's fair.
Makes me a little nervous. And you brought up the Chiefs. That is a scary one as well. I feel like we can't count them out. And maybe the safest answer for both of us, even though they missed the playoffs this year, would have just been to say, like, probably the freaking Chiefs. Like, they're probably going to get back after being pissed off last year. But I like that neither of us went that route. It may make us both wrong, but we both said, Patty.
No, sir. Not this year.
John Luke, on the NFC side, which way are you going?
I've said it before, Simon. I'll say it again. John Harbaugh is going to win himself a Super Bowl this year. He's going to stick it to the Ravens, and I hate it.
Oh, my God.
So I'm going Giants.
You did say that. I did not think you would log it in as your official answer. So you must believe in a couple players there. Not just Harbaugh, but you got some real belief in Jackson Dart getting it done for that New York Giants offense.
Yeah, I mean, they got all the pieces last year. The Jackson Dart, Scatterbo, Malik Neighbors will be coming back. A team is just going to be – the NFC feels easier than the AFC. If the Giants were in the AFC, I don't think they would make it, or at least it would be a harder path. But NFC –
this year, the NFC felt a little spicier this year whenever you looked at the playoffs. Whenever you had like that Rams, Seahawks – conference championship game, the Niners, the Eagles. I mean, you had the Panthers sneak in there, the Packers, the 49ers.
Okay. NFC's no slouch either. NFC's no slouch. You're right.
But 4-13 to NFC champions. I like the call, JL. We got to find a way to weight some of these. Like the ballsier the pick that you make, the more points it's worth. Like if you're right on the Giants, it's worth more than if I pick the Rams. You know what I mean? Like the Rams is too safe of a pick.
Yeah.
And that I've been going back and forth on what my pick is going to be here. The Rams are one of those teams. And the other team, the one I'm going to go with is the Chicago Bears. I am buying into this Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams hype. I think I think Rome Odunze is going to have himself a year next year. I don't know if they're going to bring back their whole running back core, but I think another year where this is clicking from week 1, not clicking from week 5 on, and where Caleb has a full offseason to focus on those 5-yard throws during the second quarter, we might see this team just elevate to a new level where they don't need those theatrics from Caleb Williams. So I've got the Chicago Bears versus the Los Angeles Chargers in the Super Bowl. You've got the Denver Broncos versus the New York Giants in the Super Bowl.
Also so fun. Giants always find a way.
I feel like when you least expect it to. That's when the Giants come out of nowhere. They're like, oh, and here's our good season for the next decade. And then they sink back down for a little bit. And they're like, oh, here we come again.
Yeah. They had a little Daniel Jones era. And then they come back.
Well, the Daniel Jones era is looking hot right now
Just
in Indianapolis.
yeah.
That was a team that I wanted to pick here a little bit. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Couldn't bring myself.
Feels like they'll make a shot. They'll take a shot this year.
Which of these teams is going to win the Super Bowl then? The Broncos or the Giants?
Dude, I'm going to pick Giants again.
Oh my
Giants
gosh.
find a way to get it done in the Super Bowl. That is time and time again. How many times do we have to see it before we just believe?
A couple. I'm going to need to see it with my own eyes. I'm going to need that evidence before it happens. With my grown-up eyes, not with my child Eli Manning watching eyes.
Yeah.
Not with my, oh my God, what just happened during halftime eyes? Not with my slightly traumatic, I'm not sure how I feel about women yet eyes.
You got lots of eyes.
Yeah. Been replaced time and time again over the years. Actually, my eyes are exactly the same as they were when they were born because your eyes never grow. Babies have full-size eyes when they come out.
Is that true?
100%.
90, why don't babies look more
98%. Actually, I'm going to take away 2% on that fact, but I'm fairly confident that babies have fully grown eyes. Maria guessing Bills and Ravens.
Bills or Ravens for AFC.
I want to believe in the Bills. I want to believe in the Bills, but they've shown time and time again that they can't get it done. But maybe Joe Brady's the answer. Maybe Sean McDermott was holding that offense back and we just needed Joe and Josh to take him to the promised land.
I'm not confident in that. I would have much preferred Sean McDermott to take them to the promised land.
I'm with you. And the Ravens feel a little bit like the Chiefs in that, like, maybe people are counting them out too much after that down season last year. They still got Lamar Jackson. They still got Derrick Henry. They still got Mark Andrews. Like, it could be just a new show over there.
Yeah, John, too many question marks.
I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers here. I mean what I said about that offense. I feel like they've had the roster to kind of get it done over the last couple of years and just haven't been able to get over that hump. I think Justin Herbert is one of the better quarterbacks in the entire league. And with that, I'll go ahead and put it down here. I think Justin Herbert is Super Bowl MVP in that game. I think he's going to lead them. He's going to be the reason that they win that game. He may not be the reason that they end up in the AFC Championship. I think this is a balanced roster. And some of my picks down here a little bit later might reveal some of that. But I do think he's going to be the dude that they rely on. Harbaugh loves that man, like to his core with a passion in his heart. And if they get to the Super Bowl, he's going to look him in the eyes and say, Justin, you're going to do this. This is for you. And Justin's going to go, yes, sir. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, I can do
it. Smashing his chest.
And then Justin just quietly says, yeah, okay, let's go do it, guys.
Quietly takes it. All right.
And then he's going to win the Super Bowl.
Right. I'm now ready. I wasn't ready before, but now I'm ready.
You going with the quarterback for the Giants, or do you think a different player here is going to end up winning Super Bowl MVP?
No, I think they're going to spread it around. I'll go Jackson Dart. It's a boring pick. But my next pick for the regular season MVP is not boring. That's Justin Herbert.
Okay, I like it. I like it, JL.
Before you started talking all about this Justin Herbert love, I had him written down. I think we're both on this Justin Herbert train. I think we're manifesting for Justin Herbert right now.
Dude, the power of positive thinking. Man, we haven't been manifesting enough. We've just been kind of glazing him, saying like, oh, he's real good. Oh, he's real good. But we haven't been manifesting the success that he needed.
That man played through that broken hand. When I was watching that game, I just kept thinking, he's going to be a beast next year. When that hand heals, he's going to come back bionic.
When that hand heals and he's got a running back and his star running back is healthy and it's not just all on him, he is going to be absolutely dynamic.
And now he's got Mike McDaniel as his offensive coordinator. Are you kidding me? It's
Think
like
about
they just upgraded to like a super nuke weapon.
The Miami offenses were fun. Know what I mean? Say whatever you want
Yeah.
about them. There was with Tua, who is not. I like Tua. I've been a Tua believer, but he's not half the quarterback that Justin Herbert is in the NFL. Mike McDaniel's going to play. Know what I mean? Like, he's going to have some fun with the pieces that he has in this Los Angeles offense. And he doesn't have to worry about the defense pooping the bed as much as he did in Miami either. And he doesn't have to worry about the defense at all. He's not in charge of it. It's not his job anymore. He can just focus on the fun stuff that he likes to do in this offense, the fast guys that he's going to get moving around with the ball. And Herbert's going to be the piece to unlock that. I like that pick a lot, JL. The only reason I'm not picking him is I do think that it's a little bit more of a balanced offense next year. I do think his stats won't be as gaudy. But I'm going to go with the quarterback for the other team that I listed here and say Caleb Williams has his full breakout year and ends up winning regular season MVP while leading the Chicago Bears to the #1 seed in the NFC, home field advantage, bye week, and then eventually the NFC Championship. But that does not count towards regular season MVP. I think Caleb wins it, makes it to the Super Bowl, but they just don't quite get over the hump.
I like that call, Simon. All this Caleb love. I don't know. I'm going to be sad if the Bears are that good next year. The Bear fans are going to be too annoying.
I only know a couple Bear fans, and I like them all. Dave Kluge and Mimi. You know Mimi? You met her?
Can't remember.
Mimi. It's
I
my
just keep
father.
thinking of my favorite kebab place.
It's my mother-in-law's mom, Mimi, from Chicago, and boy does she love the Bears.
God, to ask me if I remember that without any sort of context is a psycho move.
You've also never met Mimi, not once in your life. So
For
that
real?
would be Mimi was not at the wedding.
You are a son of a bitch.
I think she was in Chicago, for being honest. Offensive player of the year, Jail. This is where sometimes this goes to a quarterback. It quite often does. But the reason I didn't give Justin Herbert, and this is like a little bit of a Chargers heavy lineup right here, but I'm believing in it. I think there's a reason they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. I think Omarion Hampton comes back and absolutely dominates in that offense, takes some of the heat off Justin Herbert during the regular season, and he has a star-studded season. He was looking great before he got injured. If he stays healthy, quarterbacks don't quite do what they're supposed to after Caleb Williams. You could see a running back sneak in and steal it. Christian McCaffrey is going to be 30. And they're hopefully going to have a couple more pieces back over there where he won't be the only show in town, but this may be a hot take, but I'm all in on Omarion Hampton next year. It was the saddest thing for my fantasy teams this season whenever he got injured. I think that was the crux of my failure this season.
Wow. Feels like a very bold pick.
I think it is, but I'll have some safe ones on here. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, I don't have a pick for offensive or defensive player of the year. It felt too hard to predict that.
Okay, we can skip those then. We can move on.
I want to hear your defensive player. Who you got for defensive player?
Oh, I don't have a defensive player of the year yet.
Okay.
If I had to go with the safest pick, I would probably just pick Myles Garrett again. He just broke the sack record. He's stuck on that team, and the defense is going to funnel through.
Nothing else to do.
He's got nothing else to do besides just start racking up accolades. So I'm going to go ahead and actually lock in Myles Garrett, repeat defensive player of the year. This one's kind of fun, Jill. What I'm asking for is a playoff team that made the playoffs last year that is going to miss the playoffs in this upcoming season.
I went with maybe the obvious one, the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, it is the obvious one in that they are the worst team that made the playoffs by far, but they also are in the weakest division by far of every team that made the playoffs.
Yeah, but their division, who's the Saints, the Bucks, and the Falcons, are all, in my opinion, their arrows pointing up from this offseason or from last season to 2026. Yeah, they all got that 12 o'clock. So I think it's going to be harder for the Panthers.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Kevin Stefanski down there, the Silver Fox in Atlanta, Tyler Shuck in New Orleans. They're going to get it done. I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. That defense is phenomenal, but a defense can only put up with an offense of that caliber for so long. We saw it absolutely break down. We've seen defenses kind of give up and lose their spirit whenever an offense continues to put them in negative game scripts and poor positions. And I think if the offense is even half as bad as it was at the end of this season, that defense is cooked. So I'm going to say the Houston Texans. I like Bryce Young. I think there's a chance they win that division again. It was between the Texans and the Panthers for me, but I ended up landing on the Texans. This is not. CJ Stroud proved me wrong. Have a great season. Have a bounce back year. But if you don't, I don't see you guys making it back again.
Yeah, that's fair. I think their offense will hopefully get better from last season to this season, but you're right. CJ Stroud needs to definitely step up.
John Luke, on the inverse, you know what? Let's do our non-playoff team that makes the playoffs. Then we can save our fantasy players for another show that we've got time to dig in on those a little bit more, because I got some stuff to say there. Last prediction from you. I'm looking for a non-playoff team, a playoff team, or a team that missed the playoffs last year that is going to make the playoffs this coming season.
And this one might also be obvious. I'm going with Ravens, Baltimore Ravens. I think that they make the playoffs this year. Hopefully, hopefully they overcome this issue. Declan's able to get them over that hump, but I think they're at least able to make it to the playoffs. That seems pretty low of a bar for them this year. They missed.
I think they got it. The loser in me wants to just say the Chiefs. That feels like the easy answer, but I've got another team. I've already mentioned them once that I'm gonna put here. I think the Indianapolis Colts. If the Texans are missing it, someone from that division's got to make it, and I think the Colts are primed to steal the Texans' spot in the playoffs next season.
Danny Jones.
Absolutely. The Daniel Jones era is here. Like I said, I'm a sucker for a comeback story. We got the full story with Sam Darnold this year. Maybe it's Daniel Jones time for a little half comeback. He's not overcoming Justin Herbert in the squad, but him making the playoffs might as well be the Super Bowl for him based on his career so far.
Yeah, a little improvement, one step at a time.
One step at a time, though sometimes that step is all you get, and then you just got to live with that success for the rest of your life.
True.
Well, John Luke, we're going to lock these in. Next time, whenever we do fantasy players, I'm going to ask you for your takes on offensive and defensive player of the year as well, but you got some time to ruminate, to marinate on those ideas. And then next week, guys, we will finish these predictions. We'll talk some fantasy breakouts, bounce backs, or bust predictions as well. The way we're doing that is players outside of the top 24 that sneak into the top 12, or players that were inside the top 12 that are falling outside of the top 24. So these are big movers, big shakers. And if you want to pick a rookie, we will allow that. I just haven't dug into the rookies enough yet to know which ones I'm confident in breaking into that top 12.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there, baby. John Luke, anything for the people before we go? Any messages, positive moral statements?
Keep your head up.
Keep your head up,
all be okay. One day at a time.
Treading water, because sometimes that's all you can do.
Yep. Drink some of that water.
Follow us on Twitter at FrontYardFYF to find out whenever we're going live next. Hit that notification bell on YouTube at FYF. If you don't feel like following us on Twitter and planning ahead, you can do it in the moment with that option. Until then, we are out of here. Enjoy your life, enjoy your day, and enjoy the off season. Adios, everybody.
Goodbye.